Hello you lovely people, welcome to my channel, welcome back to my channel if you've been here before. My name is Kirsten, this is where I art and craft, and today I've got my Zeus out, so it's ABC JLC for this JLC day. This is last year's prompt, which I already know what it says in the back, so I don't need to try and guess this week, because I posted this on the Jodi's Facebook group yesterday. It was QWERTY, Queen, which is Queen Bee. Which one of these is the Queen? I think I contemplated putting a crown on one of them and decided it was going to be too much. I can't remember, but anyway, Queen Bee, and then Q-tip, and I made these flowers putting the end of a Q-tip in pink paint, purpley paint. And then I dyed the Q-tip, I think it was another couple of Q-tips, yellow for the centre of the flowers, because to make those flowers that stick out, you know the ones I mean. Names just kind of escaped me just now. I'm not very good at my flower names anyway. I think it's some kind of aster, but I'm not 100% sure. And Quintet, and yet again we've got a duplicate from last year. Quintet is been picked by the random generator for this year's Q prompts. So Quintet is one, Quail is another, Quoits is a third, and the fourth is, what's the fourth? Quilling. Quilling, yes, quilling. Now I've already done some prep work and I've cut out these three things. I've already quoit it's a ring metal or rope. The game of quoits was originally played on ships, and it was the ship's rope, and it was flung over like the seamen do when they're docking, and they get the big rope of the coil of the ship and they put it over the I don't know what those things are called on the quayside. It was a kind of nod to that, so they would make rope rounds and then try and fling them on pegs. And interestingly, there was 5 pegs that they tried to fling them on, so that could be the quintet if you were wanting to do it that way. So I didn't know whether this was going to work, so I did it prior. It's still a wee bit sticky because it's not quite dried yet, but all I've done is I've twisted and twisted rope and then used a lot of glue to make a wee rope quoit. So I've already done that. I've already done this as well. I was going to use a picture of a quail, but then I went to look in my book for quoits to see if there was quoits was in my book, and it wasn't. But I saw this picture of this quail and I thought I really like this, and this comes from the Modern Encyclopedia, and we're on Pot to Ska, and this is really good quality paper. This isn't, quite often this kind of book has very thin paper. This is really good quality paper. I could have just used one, but I doubled it over. I've already put down some gesso and written them on the back there. Oh. So I've got that. I've got these items. I'll explain what these three are in a bit. Quilling. For those of you who don't know about quilling, quilling is you take a bit of paper. This is just a bit cut off the end of the side of that. Get a bit of paper. Take a nail. If you haven't got a sharp nail like me, oh, that's too sharp. Well, that was because of the fold. Let me get myself another bit. Let's do it. Because that bit wasn't going to be used anyway because it's too thick. I want a thin bit. want to do it a bit looser because of what I'm doing. So normally your quill would be tight like that, and then you build it up and make pictures with it. And what you can do when you're quilling is, they don't just need to be round. See, this one's curling better. There's less ink on that bit. What you can do then is, when you've got your round, you can then pinch at one end and make like a leaf or a petal, and use that for that. You can pinch at both ends and make like an eye shape. So you can do all kinds of things. You can do a small quill like that, and then like an eye is one of the things I've done here. And I could have made an eye by quilling, so I do a small one like that and keep it round for the inside of the eye, and then I do another bit of quilling around the outside like this. Just layer and layer it up on the outside, and so I would have a kind of outside of the eye shape, a kind of oval shape, and then I'd put the round quill in the centre, and then you end up with an eye. So you can build up layers. It's really a fun thing to do, but it does end up being one of these things. As fun as it is, you end up thinking, do I really want to, what am I going to do with another bit of this? Great for cards. People always kind of go, oh, look at that, because it's not the kind of thing I think that is commercially doable, so you don't tend to get. Right, so I'm doing a really loose quill like this. I'm going to put a bit of glue in the centre there to hold that wee bit. The first, did anything come out then? I don't think anything came out then. A bit in there to hold that centre bit in, like so, and then I'm going to put a bit in here. Can you see what I'm doing yet? Put a bit in here, like so. Oh, way too much, way too much. Can you see? Can you see? And then I'm going to put these away. So I'll be fascinated to see what you all do for the quilling part of it. Have you ever done quilling before? Is this a new thing for you? And then I'm just going to curl that down. So you can see I've made a queue out of the quilling. Now, I'm going to let that set. That's still setting. I'm going to go back to this. Let's get these out the way. Let's put the top on that. Let's get these out the way. I want to do something on here, I think. What shall we do? What shall we do? It's all right as it is, but actually I just think I want to do something. I don't want it left like that. Let's do some stenciling, shall we? Let's do some stenciling. What shall we do? Could use the lines, maybe. Bubbles, no. No, 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 come on, Kirsten, you've got, no, oh, actually, quite like that. You've got plenty here, you don't need to keep saying no. Maybe that one. No, no. Ooh. Maybe this one, because that looks like more quoits, doesn't it? Right, so what I want to do is, I don't want to Yeah, I think I'm going to use that one. This is THMS056, and if you take off the S, so THM, it's 56. So it's S. The S is there because it's small. Right, so what I want to do is I want to get some tape and tape this down. I actually need to make sure that this stays put as well. I'm not looking for an excellent coverage, I'm looking for having some gaps. I just want to do a quick putting something in the background. So that's, I think that's about fine. Oh, in case you're wanting to know, that is Nouveau Chalk Mousse, and that particular colour is Bourbon Biscuit, which is very light for a Bourbon biscuit if you ask me, because they're usually quite dark brown and chocolatey. Oh, mind you, the colouring inside is about, ah, yes, excellent. It's exactly what I wanted. Exactly what I wanted. And isn't it interesting, because it's now taking that away, I've realised it's not just the Quoits. This is a mask more than a stencil, because actually you've got circles and thingies rather than the, I looked at that and saw Quoits, but now looking here it's not the lines, it's the gaps, of course. And that's the difference between a mask and a stencil. You're welcome. Going to go and give this a clean. I'm looking at this and I'm saying to myself, that's all very well, Kirsten, but you need something more. It needs something more in the background to make the Quoits bit stand out. So I'm going to, what colour shall we use? Okay, so I'm going to use a bit of speckled egg. And again, I don't want it over the quail. And I don't want it over the quail. But this time, when I add the water, I'm going to have to make sure that it doesn't run onto these things. But for now, I just want to do a bit of spray. And then I think I'm going to use, I'm not going to use that, I think I'm going to use this to make this stand out more. I'm going to put this nice strong blue on here. This is acrylic ink, so once I've got it covered, I need to move it out of the way, otherwise it won't, the rest will pull and stick where I don't want it pulling and sticking. And I'll end up with a circle. I'm just wanting this to flip over. There we go. Did that flip over? Did that just flip back again? There we go. See, I don't want that. There we go. There we go. That should be okay. If I left it in that pool, I'd end up with a blue bubble, if you like, for want of a bit of down the centre, and that would lose it. And that's kind of clearing off again. Just need to keep moving it every time. It looks like it's creating a little pool. And that's just more defined now. Now this is going to be, because is this dry yet? Yeah, it's not bad. It's not bad. Let's just do a little. Just don't want it to go all over the desk. Ah, okay. Okay. I said this is speckled egg. Let's do a tiny bit of water. Tiny bit of water. And get this to run that way. That way. Should have maybe done this first, because it's now over the top, isn't it? Oh well, never mind. Even the wet bit isn't running. Just in the thing. I don't want it to run on down there. Let's just dab that off a bit. And see, it's not really going down into the. Maybe I'll just use this as a. This has become more. You know how I was saying I didn't really want it over everything. That drop is too close to that quail word. Well, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if it closes that off. It closes it off. What I don't want to do is I don't want it on the quail over here. Let's see if that would have been a better thing to do. Bit of an experiment, I suppose, isn't it? But that's okay. Let's just put some water around here. Let's do some dabbing. That's not enough. Okay. This is the wrong bit of thing, but it was what was closest. Let's just make sure we don't have it going on to the quail itself. I'll take that off actually. Yeah, I'm kind of liking that. I might want to put a bit of that. Let's get a pen. A pen? I don't mean a pen, I mean a brush. Let's use some of this blue. Not around them all, but maybe around some of these. Let's go around some of these. Oh, now, one of the words is quintet, isn't it? So why don't I do it around 5 of them? That's one. Do it around this one. Leave it as it was, but I think I'm going to colour it. Right, so it has yellow, it's got a kind of grey beak and a yellowy orange. See what I mean about it? It's almost like it's light. Okay, so it's got orangey yellowy feet. Okay, and we need the grey for the beak. Why don't we just use a pencil, Kirsten? Why don't we just leave it as it is? Because it doesn't need it. Now, do I want to do anything to the grass behind? I could add some green to the grass behind. I think we're happy with that now. As a kind of setting the scene of what I'm actually doing to fulfill the prompt, which is I have a queue which is quilled. I have a mirror, which when you look in you see you, so it's QU. Can you tell what I'm doing yet? I have a quoit, and I've got quoits in the background if anybody wants to be particular about whether it's got an S or not on. I don't think that particularly matters, but a quoit which I have a wee tail on, but the wee tail isn't really showing. See how it's kind of squarer there? The wee tail isn't quite showing as I wanted it to show. Let's see if I can just do some manipulation here. Does that look like an A? Just unstick that bit, and that's going to be the danger, isn't it? You unstick one bit and it all kind of starts coming undone. There we go. Oh, it's an O, isn't it? Isn't it an A? Is it? Oh, it's quail I'm doing. Not quoits. It's because that is a quoit. A, and then I, and then this girl, now in French is L. Now, so this is now going to go on there, because there's 5 of them, and the thing about Quintet is it's a grouping of 5 of anything. You know, if it's interesting how, and I'm as guilty as anybody else, that when we get these groupings on the challenges, we tend to do 8 of the same thing, 5 of the same thing, 4 of the same thing, whatever it is, when actually it's not about necessarily being the same thing. It's about 8, in this case 5 things together that make something is a quintet. The most obvious example of this is in music, where a quintet isn't 5 people all playing the oboe or 5 people all playing the violin. It's a mixture of musicians playing different instruments that then form that quintet, although there are some of them that are the same. So here we go. I think we'll put her there. Don't like the mirror's not great. Let's do something different for the mirror. let me think. Why don't I do a bit of foil that looks like a mirror. The mirror is just a bit, the quoit is quite big as well. I'm wondering whether I should try and make a smaller quoit. Right, so bit of thin string, hold it together, twist it round. This is how they make string anyway. And then the tension of the twisting, don't let go of either end. The tension of the twisting, I'll hold both ends together now, we'll twist that round and make that a thicker bit. Now if we just, then what I did was I round it round and then I wove this round here, you see. I left that bit out, didn't I? Get this round the right way. Left that bit out for the tail of the, I wound that, right, that's what I did. I wound that bit round here, so taking it in and out to make the tail of the A, and then obviously when I glued it I ended up doing it, then I wound this other bit round here like so to make the quoit. But what I need to do is I need to stick this down here. Okay, so I need to stick all this down. So I need to stick this end bit down here. I need to stick these bits down here. This bit down here. So that bit goes to go down there. This bit needs to go down here. Like so. That's a bit smaller, which is good. But also the tail's still there, which is also good. See, that's a bigger one. Although this one's actually quite chunky. Right, so there's the A, there's L, there's I, there's the Q with my quilling, and then does this one, it does, that one actually now seems even more too big, doesn't it? Shall we just put a bit of foil? Where have I put my foils? Right, here's my foil. Let me see, what do we want? We don't want one of those, we want a bit of foil for that. I can use the back side off. Let's use a bit of this. Let's take that bit off there. Let me see now. I want a mirror, and the mirror could be square. It's a bit of a dull mirror, but that doesn't matter. Shall we make it more into kind of like a hand mirror thing? If we make it more into kind of hand mirror thing shape, then I could actually, I can smell chocolate off this wrapper, and it's making me want chocolate even though it's only 8:30 in the morning. Right, so there's a mirror. Let me make another bit of a background for that mirror. Oh, we could maybe use that because there's lots of blues there, isn't there? We stick this on here. I've had my art glitter glue open all this time, and look at that. Straight away, out it pours. What's all this stuff about art glitter glue? Dries too quickly, you've got to be so careful with it. I know I keep saying that, but it's because it keeps mystifying me. because that's not my experience of it at all. It dries quickly on your paper and stuff, but it doesn't dry in the bottle quickly if you forget to put the nib on. Your pin in. I'm going to put it in now though. There we go. So let's just kind of copy that idea with this bit of book cloth. Need to stop it looking like another queue, don't I? Let's just take the handle a wee bit shorter. Let's do it that way up or something, or that way up. I've just decided that I'm just going to take this blue marker pen and just run it round the edge of here, just to give it the edge of blue. I don't want to have too much of the blue, which is why I'd chosen to do it this way. I think if I chose to ink it, there might be too much blue, and I wanted to use a strong blue, like the strong blue that's there already on the card, but a strong blue inked might have been too much, but that just gives a subtle nod to the blue and lets you see. Frames it. I know it's very light frame, but it does frame it. So here is my card. We have Quail. We have a quintet in two ways. We have 5 of these circles in the back, which are the Quoit idea from the stencil I used, and we have a quintet of objects, which is a quilled Q, quill being another one, a mirror, which if you look in you see U, a quoit made into an A, an I for the letter I, and a French girl because of the history of quoits coming from a French background, and because she's a girl and she's French, then L, so Quail. I love it. I love having fun with these cards. Oh, I don't love the fact that I've just marked that though. Oh dear. Oh dear. This is later on, and it's now dried, and I managed to get all that blue off. And here is my card for Q. We have our Quail. We have our quintet, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We also have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rings as well. We have our quoit, which makes this A. We have our quilling, which makes the Q. And the card is complete for its prompts. And we did this background. It's interesting how much this background has kind of started to fade, the blue. The kind of the stenciling starting to come through more. So obviously as it totally dries out. But I love this card. Love it. It's a wee bit of a left field. We've got our quilling, our mirror for you,
our quoit for A, we've got our I for I, the letter, and we've got our French girl, L for L. And there's a kind of French connection with the game of quoits, so it's all kind of tied up. In a most unexpected way. Thank you so much for watching. You take care. Remember, the links are down below. Pop over and join the Facebook group, and you can join in putting the possible prompts in the lists that are marked on the features. Until next time, you take care. Bye for now. Keep crafting.